Alright guys, so here's my first update for December, and I got a lot of new stuff in this one, so be sure to stick around for the whole video. Anyway, down here, 11200, there's one of two LR1300s, Potent Tower Crane, 16,000, 4100, and the other 16,000. Up here we got the R984, and over here I did change some stuff around. Right here we have the Hitachi 1000 in Van Groningen, Matt Granite fuel and lube truck, and right here we have one new one of mine, and I have plenty more to show you guys. This is the Liebherr A918 Compact, and this is such a cool little model. Honestly, when I first got it, you know, it was just another model to me, but now I actually really like it, and I'm glad that I have it. Right there we got the A924. Right here is the 5130B Cat Pete 335 service truck in Kokosings, Hitachi 870, and right here we have one of my more favorite new models, and this is the Liebherr HS 855 in Plenia, and it's a very interesting livery. I really like the two-toned color, and one thing I definitely like about it is the very bright white body and then the dark boom and A-frame track frames and whatnot. It's interesting with the daisy on it, but I'll get to that in the review. But it might not be a model that I really have on my main display, so to say, but I really truly like it, and I don't even like messing with it. And there's one major problem with it, but once I make the review I'll show that. But really nice, and if they do make liveries as nice as this, I'll be sure to get more, because for the price it's really nice. Up top we got the Volvo EC700, the Menzimilk A91, the T190, which I'm going to make some better pins for it, and permanent pins so they don't come out. Hitachi 1000, high reach. Liebherr A954. Liebherr A924. PC200. Liebherr R954, and the Bauer BG40. So I did move some stuff that was over here on top of there, but it really was nothing crazy, and it needed to be changed. I'm sure even most of you could tell from watching my videos that I've had it like that for a while. Unsure where I'm going to put the 855, but I actually like it here like this, and it also fits very well, but it does block some stuff in the back. But for now, I'll show you the other side and all my other new stuff, because I did get a lot. Alright guys, so here's the other side. Just real quick, I'll just go through a few that I guess you guys would want to see. This is the Liebherr 734. This would normally be on the other side. And there's a 5080. Once again, I'm going to go through this quick, because I realize a lot of people want to hear what I have to say, not what I have to show. Volvo L150, and here's this shelf. I'm just going to go through these real quick, honestly. EC500. P379s with the Nelson ramp, and then the one with the trailer is a P357. And there's a CT660, P379 with the 3x3x3 Nelson trailer and the fermentation tank. Liebherr LR1300 and Van Marjewijk. And I recently put it to two parts online up there. I'm just going to keep it as that. Now here's one 4100 ringer, and you can see it has a nice amount of boom. And then over here is my brand new 4100 ringer that I got free, so I didn't want to pass that up. And I set this one up with the main boom only. Well, I guess I should say short boom only, because I can't have it a luffer. But it has the jib on it, which is also pretty cool, but I need to get line for it, because technically the way you're supposed to run the hook is run it through the hook and then back down through the body. I guess so it has more line pull, but whatever, I'm not doing that. It'd be too hard for the model anyway. And you can see that the boom is pretty short. Over here, we have my brand new AC500, which, yes, there are some parts off it, but I'll explain that in a second. Right here, we have one of my more favorite new models, the Norscat 740B, which I really like this model a lot. A lot of people don't like it and think that it's overpriced, but I personally love it. And there's a CCM 390, CCM 385, the Northwest, the Case Long Reach, the Link Belt, and another new model of mine which I really like. This is the Liebherr 936, and it's extremely nice. little hard to get used to the look of it, but once you do, you'll love it. And up here, I'm not going to really go through these too much, but here you can see them. That's the Volvo EC460. A lot of people have been getting that lately. It's totally worth it if you're wondering. Some cranes, the Vermeer tub grinder, and some of my trucks. Anyway, I just want to get straight into this over here and explain to you some things about my newer models, because some of them weren't exactly perfect, so to say, but they are now, so I'm not going to be really bashing anything. But anyway, the AC200 here, obviously the cab is off and the cylinder's out. There's nothing wrong with the cab or anything, but here's the thing about the cylinder. YCC sells the replacement cylinder for it, so the boom doesn't sink, right? So they would obviously sell it if, you know, more of the chance that the cylinder doesn't work the way it's supposed to. On this one, the cylinder is just way too stiff. It's so stiff that it actually bent the cylinder, which, when I first got it out of the box and I seen how stiff it was, I wasn't worrying about the boom sinking. I was worrying about the cylinders actually breaking. And when I had the boom up and when I was trying to boom it down, I was gonna tell Vinny, who's my brother, I was gonna say they must go through a lot of these cylinders at the factory, but I didn't say it, and like right after I thought that, it bent. So I had no choice but to buy the YCC cylinder. I was gonna try to avoid the YCC cylinder by drilling holes in the cylinder and then just using a pin, but there's really nothing I could do now. I already ordered the cylinder. This one's pretty bent once you take it out, but it's almost impossible to take it out. And the reason why I have it out now is so when I get it, I could just put the cylinder in it, because the model's just sitting here doing nothing. I would like to set it up, but once again, really nothing I could do. The one major problem, though, that I'm going to have when I get the cylinder is to match the color, because this is almost like it almost has like a hint of pink in it if you look at it under the light. It's a very odd color. I like it a lot. I didn't like it at first, but I like it now. It's almost like a Manitowoc red. But I don't know what I'm going to paint the cylinder. I may just paint it black, because if it's going to take me 2-3 weeks to find this color, it's really not worth it. And the cab is off, so I could get the pin in there. So that, if that's why you're wondering. Another problem with this model was the clips that hold the boom, right? So if you're familiar, the boom extends, and they have clips in there, so it won't pull out of each section, or it won't also slam in if you're lifting anything. On this one, they wouldn't hold the boom at all, and I mean they wouldn't even hold up their own weight. They would just slide right in. So I just reversed the clips. Reversing the clips works perfect. You could push as hard as you want. When they're extended, they will not go in. But if you overextend them, they'll just pop right out. There's no stops in them at all. But it's good to have it so they won't slam in. On the 4100 Ringer, and this is how I'm going to show it. I'm actually going to move. I'll move the camera here. So if you're not on the tab, go to the tab, because I'm moving the camera right now. If you look on the 4100 Ringer, there's two lines right here, right? So they go into the body, and there's two. And there's one single drum, but there's a piece in the center of the drum that separates the two sides. So when they were going into that one drum, there was more line on one side. So basically, when this drum on, I believe it was actually the right side, so this side of the drum would run out of line, right? It's very hard to explain. And it would start rolling clockwise while this one was still rolling counterclockwise. So it was basically feeding it in one side and then pushing out the other, so the bridle would stay level. And it was ridiculous. So I had to take the whole thing apart and equalize the string, is what I was saying. The string wasn't equal in the body. One side was pulling and one side was letting out, so the bridle was just staying and the string was just rolling through it. So that's why the cab is off. And the cab is off actually because when I put it back together, if you look here, the door is actually a separate piece, because when you pop the cab off, the door just comes out, right? So my plan is to just glue this piece back, because I just popped that piece off so I could get the door in, but I don't have any glue, so I have to get some soon. Anyway, a problem on the A918 was the boom where it mounts into the body. for some reason, there's only like half a pin. So like one side isn't pinned in. So when you raise or lower, the boom tends to pull out of the mount. And so I had to fix that, I had to put a pin in there. It really wasn't a problem, but it's, you know, things that I really shouldn't have to do when I buy this stuff, but this is the only time, and I can't even remember how many years that this has happened. And also, on the HS855, which was the white and gray little crawler crane that I have on my shelf on the other side of the room, the first drum in the body closest to the cab, I didn't even see this until I actually finished everything. I reeved the hook on the model, and I pushed the model to the side so I could get the 4100 Ringer to put it together. So after I finished everything, and I cleaned up and everything, and I went to actually check out the model to see how it was, I went to bring up the hook, and it wouldn't move at all. And I was there trying to twist the gears and everything for like 45 minutes. So after that, I realized it wasn't moving for nothing, and I mean that. I was there for 45 minutes trying to move that drum, and it really was not moving. So I figured it was broken. It had to be. It wasn't moving. So I took my pliers, and they were the wire cutters, so they could get a grip on the key. And I tried moving the drum, and it actually snapped the mount for the key on the drum. And I really didn't care because the drum was pointless. It wouldn't even move with that much pressure. And I was surprised. So that drum is useless. It's been useless since I got the model. There's really nothing I could do about it. Maybe I can make it so the drum just free rolls so I could set up the drag line, but there's really nothing I could do. As far as I'm concerned, the drum was broke even before I broke the mount for the key. I was there for like 45 minutes. Nothing I could do, so whatever. That's, you know, the model still works, but I can only run one hook, and I didn't plan on running the drag line except if I just wanted to set it up. But anyway, so all 4 models that I got in that order, there was something wrong with, but one of them I couldn't fix, which was the HS855. Would have been nice if all those models I didn't have to do anything to, but it was just, you know, just one of ththose things, and really nothing you can do about it. But whatever, everything's fixed. The cylinder for this is coming tomorrow, which is Monday. The only bad thing is that they don't sell the pre-painted one for it, so it's going to take a day or 2 for the paint to dry, which sucks, but once again, you know, nothing you could do. I don't plan on getting anything between now and the end of the month, and the end of the month is when I always order stuff. I don't even know what to get, to be honest with you, but I would like to buy some live reed cranes. For some reason, I like to buy cranes now. I guess, you know, actually, I guess you could say you get your money's worth, even though you do it other stuff, but they're a lot bigger and everything. But if I was to buy anything, it's probably either going to be a crane or some excavators or maybe a loader or 2. I would like to get some more wheeled excavators, but I don't have anything in mind that I would say I'm going to get this at the end of the month. So I'll be looking around. Hopefully diecastmodels.co will get their 4100s and the custom painted ones. I kind of hope they don't get them until January, though, because I don't really want to put out the money that I don't have for them until the end of the month. But anyway, I wanted to show you something now, and it requires turning off the lights, so I'll set it up. Alright, so I put these Christmas lights on my window, and the outlet for them goes past my table over here. It's actually right there. So I figured, since I had a run over here, I put them on my shelf over here. I think it looks pretty cool. Obviously nothing crazy, but I think that it does look pretty cool. I like it a lot. Especially since it doesn't give a lot of light, as you could tell, but it does give some light, which is pretty cool. I was thinking about running more, but I really didn't want to overdo it. Where I want to do them is right over here, because you can see it's completely dark. But I also have them on the other side, and I'll show you that because I think it's a lot cooler. Alright, so here they are over here, and I had extra ones, so I put them over here. And the reason why I did this was because a lot of times in Manhattan around Christmas time, and I've seen them actually already, on the tower cranes, the oiler will get a bunch of lights and just put them on the railings on the body of the crane. So I did that over here with my own thing. As you can see, I ran them on the Poden 178 on the boom, and then I ran them down the mast, and over there are just extra ones. But I also ran them up the 4100 boom, and I was gonna make a separate video about this, but I figured it wasn't, you know, enough. It would have only been like 2 minutes. But the way that I put them on the boom was I zip tied them on the boom. You could barely even notice. As you could see, there's a zip tie right there. And I just run down the boom to the outlet. And I also zip tied the Poden boom because it says in the manual if you hang a load from it, it'll cause structural integrity. So I know it's not much, but it was actually pulling down on the boom. But there's what it looks like from a decent amount away. If I must say, it does look pretty cool. I know it's like nothing crazy, but I think it was like just pretty creative to do. Right after the video, I might actually like run them over there because you can't even see over there. But I thought it was pretty creative to do, you know. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this update. I would like to buy something in the middle of the month, but I'll let you know if I do. But anyway, until then, that's pretty much it, and keep checking back because I will continue to upload the unboxing. It will have 3 parts. 1 part is already up, and I have a lot of reviews to put up. And if you want a specific review up, I'm going to be putting out a poll on Facebook, so be sure to vote. Anyway, guys, take care, and I know this video was long, but I had a lot to cover.